but Grandpa, nobody wants to see you doing post-commentary again. Well, too bad. Welcome everybody, this is Toast Faraga with Let's Play Final Fantasy 3 on NES. Or this post-commentary crap. So when we last left off, we were in the Ancient Labyrinth. Which is this nice little dungeon. It's rather maze-like. I really wouldn't consider it a great maze. It's in the top 10 maybe, but I mean, it's not really all that good. It's, yeah, unfunny brawl jokes. I have them. Anyway, right, another battle against the King Behemoth here, and King Behemoths fall fairly easily. Most of the enemies actually probably won't be posing much of a threat. It's really the bosses that are coming up that are going to pretty much punish us. So we go back down here for some reason, and we get into another random encounter against King Behemoth. King Behemoth! He's the king of all behemoths. He's the kingliest of all. He is the villain from Mega Man and Bass. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Alright, so anyway, continuing on our merry little quest. Alright, so we go up here, and inside this treasure chest is a that thing. Alright. And a bone dragon. There was a bone dragon in the treasure chest the entire time. Isn't that nice? Isn't that lovely? Anyway, bone dragons fall easily. A lot of these enemies just die very easily. It's really weird. Very, very, very strange. It's, anyway, continuing on. Protect Ring. The Protect Ring is a very good defensive option on, job classes that can equip it, obviously, which are mage job classes. It increases defense by 3, and if I remember correctly, also increases vitality to protect against, to protect you even further in terms of defense, and we saw bone dragons, but we decided to skip them incredibly sloppily. I'm getting sloppy, man! Can't be getting sloppy, man. You can't. You're not allowed to. It's against the rules. It's against the rules of being the Backstreet Boys. Okay, so anyway, and God, most of these battles that I kept in on this dungeon were King Behemoths for some reason. I don't know, I just really like that pink looks good on them. Alright, it's kind of a magenta, really. It's not a puce. It could be a puce if you really wanted to, but it's not puce, it's magenta. Wasn't there a character from Blue's Clues named Magenta? I can't even remember anymore. It's been a long time since I've seen, like, any educational television whatsoever. Recently, actually, I found out that, the show Yo Gabba Gabba, created by one of the band members of the Aquabats. And, oh, we got a Hellclaw, by the way, and Hellclaw is really not useful to us at this point in the game, But anyway, yeah, but a member of the Aquabats created Yo Gabba Gabba, and if I remember reading it correctly, some of the characters from Yo Gabba Gabba were originally, monsters from, music videos by the Aquabats, so I'm gonna have to check to see if that's true. That's a really interesting little tidbit of information there, I mean, or at least I'm interested, because, I mean, frickin' Aquabats, man. I mean, come on. They make me feel like I'm a winner, even if I nail gun my hand to the wall. That sounds very painful. It probably is. I am not learning from experience. The only thing I've really done that's stupid to my hand is burn it on a soldering iron, but I mean, not even kidding. Soldering irons hurt. Looks like a bitch. Anyway, continuing on. We heal up here, and then we enter the save area. We enter the save. Enter the Matrix. No, but in all honesty, we save again, because I'm paranoid parrot about this. And then we go to the Silks Tower. I love the music of the Silks Tower, but we'll be covering that later, when we actually do the Silks Tower. I also really like the music in the Forbidden Land Eureka. Alright, so pretty much, you have to use the Eureka key on this barrier, and then you can access Eureka via this mirror. The enemies in Eureka aren't very powerful. They do get a bit stronger the deeper you delve into it, but it's considerably harder in the DS version, mainly because the level you have to be in order to be fighting these things is higher. But you're going to be at a higher level in the DS version anyway. Like, I mean, I was surprised that my level was that low when I was fighting the Djinn and stuff, because if I had remembered correctly from the DS version, I mean, I had to be at least level 9 or something before I fought the Djinn. Or, you know what? I don't even remember what level I was. I'm dumb. But anyway, most of the enemies here don't have very high stamina. It's really the bosses you have to look out for. We're not fighting any bosses in this dungeon in particular. And the reason I stopped right there was to explain an item to you guys, but since this is post-commentary and I forgot what item we got, it really doesn't matter. So anyway, these Abai enemies are, well, the name kind of reminds me of something. Like, I walked downstairs once and I'm just like, is it alright if I don't know who Jessica Alba is? And I'm hoping it's alright, because I've never heard of her before in my entire life, until, like, somebody mentioned her somewhere, and I'm just like, who is she? Well, I'm thinking it to myself, I'm not, like, actually replying to them, who is she? Because, in all honesty, she sounds like somebody I really wouldn't care about. Probably some actress or singer or something like that. I really don't follow those things. I follow fictional characters, sure, I mean. You ask me to, I don't know, you ask me to identify who Ryu Hayabusa is, and I'm just like, he's the guy that cut open the helicopter because helicopters are made out of butter. Because, you know, makes perfect sense for a ninja sword to cut right through a helicopter. You know, probably a heavily armored, flying, futuristic helicopter, but it doesn't matter because he's a fucking ninja. It's Ryu Hayabusa. Fucking Dead or Alive Dimensions, and it plays Ryu Hayabusa in a tuxedo. Kinda reminds me, actually, I was doing a... There's a 100-round survival mode in Dead or Alive Dimensions. And I was trying to beat it once on the bus, and I got to the 72nd round, and you know what's worse than losing not even 3/4 of the way into your challenge on 100-man survival mode? Losing to the character you're playing as. I mean, I was trying to do through the entire thing as Hitomi like I did for the 30-round and 50-round one, and then suddenly the computer just comes in and starts being mercilessly aggressive, and I'm just like, why am I not doing anything? Why can't I work this? Crap, the computer's going to kill me! No! Why couldn't I have lost to someone, I don't know, someone more threatening? I always play as Hitomi in the Waitress outfit, I mean, how unthreatening is that? I mean, it's just like more of a... I still can't decide whether it's sexy or adorable. Really going for sexy-dorable right now, but I really don't know about all that. Wait, hold on, what's Raph's health in this video? I don't know if the Mystic Knight actually has higher stamina increasing than the Knight job class, but looking at this, it might. I mean, no wait, that's probably a bit of that is from his time as a Viking. You know, he had his Viking days, like my dinosaur days, and the fact that Leo's probably a bit lower level than that anyway, and I mean, for a large portion of this, Leo is pretty much given the shaft in terms of experience. I mean, first he was the guy carrying the team on his back, and then suddenly he just, like, gets freaking dominated by these enemies and bosses and such, and I'm trying to wrap my head around what happened. I mean, what just happened? She just happened to cross my mind. Without warning, she crossed my mind. What just happened to me? You know, like that Mighty Mighty Boss Tone song that I just quoted everything from. Man, 7 minutes left in this video. Can you handle it? Anyway, if you're just going for the bosses, Eureka is an incredibly linear area. If not, it can be a tiny little bit confusing. Like I said, the DS version is harder, mainly because the random encounters are a bit stronger here. And the bosses are also much, much harder on the DS version, I found out. Well, in all honesty, it was just like one boss that was consistently giving me troubles. So it's just like, I got all the way to you, Mr. Face Person. I'm not going to spoil your name because that would spoil the next video. And I don't want to spoil the next video because if the next video is spoiled, then he won't listen to me. And he won't eat his Brussels sprouts. And he'll just be like, fuck you, I'm not going to eat my Brussels sprouts. I'm going to rebel against you, man. Alright? I'm going to develop a taste for heavy metal. And I'm going to be the only person who liked the Battletoads cartoon, man. And it's heavy metal. And it's Let's Get Horny, which I kind of accidentally thought they were saying let's get horny, so I'm just like, yeah, no. Anyway. Man, has anybody actually watched the, one-episode Battletoads cartoon? I mean, there's a version up on YouTube I watched and stuff, and I mean, I undid all the annotations just so that I could actually see in full glory how bad it was, and it was just like, oh, that's why it didn't turn into a cartoon, and I don't know, I think Battletoads would have been a good cartoon if it was just a bit better voiced, and a bit better animated, and written a bit better. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. It's a good show. You should watch it. You should watch it and stuff. I mean, then again, if we're looking for quality, 1990s video game cartoons aren't exactly the definition of that. I mean, after all, who could forget the Super Mario World cartoon and its various animation errors and me going back upward and such. And I mean, there was a Street Fighter cartoon, there was a Mortal Kombat cartoon, if I remember correctly. Legend of Zelda had its own cartoon. There were a lot of Mario cartoons and, like, even more Sonic cartoons. And Mega Man got his own cartoon. And it's just like, wow. That's a lot of video game-based cartoons. No wonder people didn't play video games back then. But in all honesty, I like the old Sonic cartoon, the one with Scratch and Grounder, that one. And there's all these acronyms and abbreviations and various whatnots for all these shows, and it's just like, I like that one. I like that one. I want that one, Mommy. Man, I sound like a 3-year-old. I'm not a 3-year-old in real life, I swear. In person, I'm not a 3-year-old, and I probably don't sound like a 3-year-old in person. I mean, it's not like I just suddenly go, oopsies, I pooped my pants. Gotta go potty. Oopsie. No, I don't say things like that. Usually. No, but I mean, I haven't crapped my pants in a while. That probably wasn't the best thing to say during this video. I'm sorry. That's not the best thing to say during post-commentary. Post-commentary is supposed to be informative, and really... Alright, so you see that treasure chest? We can't get to it, right? We can't get to that treasure chest. We can't just kick it in its chest. No, so we're trying to find a secret passage here. In reality, the secret passage is really just a straightaway, so we just could have just gone down, 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 down to the bottom of the sea, Okay, not really the bottom of the sea, but you find it, and as it turns out, it's a monster! Do the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. Anyway, this is a ninja. If you couldn't already tell from the fact that it looks like a ninja and it's holding a sword, so it obviously has to be a ninja. Yeah, this is really informative post-video commentary. Very informative. Ninjas possess kind of a high defense multiplier, so your attacks might not hit all the time, and they also might not do the amount of damage you want them to. But other than that, ninjas are pretty easy. There's just really no way to kill them all that quickly. Unless you're, like, incredibly accurate and somehow manage to lower this thing's defense to a level where it's just, like, taking 99.5 hits from, like, poking it in the shin, and then suddenly all of its atoms undergo spaghettification and slowly explode one by one by one. But I mean, wow, that's kind of nightmarish. Hey, Dawn has 2007 health. Isn't that great? So anyway, how are you guys liking the Super Mario World LP? I mean, Super Mario World's a game where I could play that for hours. At least minutes. More than 1 minute. Less than... I don't know how many minutes it's less than, but I mean... I would... If it wasn't for the fact that I'm fairly certain that Super Mario World is an overdone game... Oh yeah, by the way, that ribbon we just equipped... to change the subject off of Super Mario World, obviously, that ribbon we just equipped protects against all status problems, so it's very good against the final boss we'll be encountering. But we'll get to that final boss next time. Trust me, I know. I'm a doctor. I'm not really a doctor, but I play one on television. And I kinda just stand here to give myself some time because I knew that there would be post-commentary. No, I didn't. That's a lie. This is Tales Faraga. I'm signing out. Wah.